to tonight's recap of Survivor.
Well, at Tadhana, Hayden and Vitas were like, yeah, what are we going to do now that Brad is gone?
Yeah, because now they could be the biggest targets on the tribe.
Caleb turned on a dime. They got screwed by him, and they don't want to get screwed by him again. Once is enough.
Alright, so Brad arrives at Redemption.
Brad or I.
Candace and John are asleep at the time. They're like, what?
I know, they were dead asleep, and Candace was thrilled. She was like, the sweetest words ever were spoken by Brad. I've been voted out.
Something like that. So he's like, yeah, guys, like, I'm sorry for whatever.
Yeah, so heartfelt.
Really?
They're not buying it, though.
For whatever? He said for whatever.
Yeah, and I quote, that they were just like, no way. No way we working with him.
Let's talk about Galang for a moment.
Laura and Aris are getting a little cozy.
That's weird.
Laura is.
Isn't she married?
She's massaging him, and she's thinking, ooh, I'd like to get into his alliance, and...
He's like, yeah. She probably thinks that she's getting, like...
Flirty?
No. Like,
in his alliance?
Yeah. But he's like, yeah, I could get rid of her anytime.
Yeah.
It was just weird. I thought at first when they showed that shot that maybe it was like Tyson giving him a massage, which would make sense because Tyson's like that.
He really likes Aris too.
But it was Laura and it was weird.
Yeah. Alright, so it's time for the old redemption duel. Bring out the duelers!
Candace had some words for Monica and vice versa.
Yeah, it kind of got slightly ugly, but Probsty nips it in the bud a little bit. He's like, come on, we got to get on with this.
All right.
So the challenge was, and you came up with this, and I thought it was absolute genius. Build a bridge and get over it.
Pretty much. So they had to take these planks, and it was kind of like a puzzle bridge. Mm-hmm. You had to put the right plank in the right spot.
Right.
One at a time.
Then once you got across the bridge, you had to take it apart and find the ones that had printing on the back and put them into the puzzle thing. I think there were more that had printing than you needed.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe.
Because it was quite challenging, and it was also quite close.
Yeah, Candace was in the lead in the beginning, and then she kind of lost some steam, and the guys caught up, and it was so close.
John finished first, and then it was extremely close between Brad and Candace, and they spent a long time at the final stage in the puzzle, and it was so close, but Brad pulled it out. And Galang was going F-nuts. They were like, yeah, Brad, come on! They were cheering him on.
I'm not sure if it was because they don't like Candace, or they were trying to suck up to Monica, but...
It might have been a combination of the two.
I guess.
It might have been. So John has a clue to give out, and he decides to give it to Monica.
For the hidden immunity idol.
Right. And she throws it into the fire, because Brad said to. But wouldn't it have been cool if she took out something from her bag like the same size and nobody knew it, like a tampon or something, and threw that into the fire and kept the clue?
What do you think this is? Survivor the movie?
That would have been awesome.
No! Alright. So, back at the camps.
Galang, Tina sees Monica as threat or asset.
That was a weird sentence structure.
Wasn't it, though?
Yeah, she can't really decide if Monica is going to be an issue for her or one of her greatest allies, because they are in that alliance of 5 together.
It's a tough one. I mean, when Brad comes in, that's another vote, hopefully, for their alliance, or later on down the road, it could bite her in the butt, because they're going to be a power duo, and they are extremely close. She said they are one.
Okay. And over at Tadhana, everyone is really, really beat up, and
this was disgusting. I could barely look without wanting to throw up.
Yeah, they all have like bruises and cuts and like sores.
The bug bites, and Kat's freaking nail is falling off. Right, Katie.
Katie, whatever.
Yeah, Kate's. Her freaking nail is falling off.
More than one toenail. She's got like crazy athlete's foot.
It's disgusting. But Vitas is kissing Caleb's butt. Must be sore free.
He's like, your skin looks great.
Yeah.
But mine looks like crap.
He just wants to
cover all of his bases.
closer. Yeah. All right. So Vitas He's totally a yoga dude.
Yeah. He said it's really
He's a yogi
peaceful
master.
now because Brad is gone, so he can get his yoga on in peace.
He's quite talented at the yoga.
Isn't he a yoga instructor?
I'm sure he's like a yoga master.
I don't know.
He's really good. Alyssa would be totally jealous.
All right.
For Big Brother.
Let's talk about this week's immunity challenge.
It's a slide ring toss.
They went down
Pretty straightforward.
a giant slide.
This slide was like 80-degree incline. It was sick.
Yeah, and there was a big ring on the slide that they had to grab and then toss it onto this, like,
Post
thing.
with stuff sticking out.
There were, like, 5 different
Right. Points
on the post.
Yeah. So it was head to head. So the first to 5 wins. Well, up for reward is a steak dinner. Oh my God, a steak feast. That wasn't just a dinner.
Yeah.
Veggies, spices, a wok to cook it in.
Or, still on the table, fishing gear.
He can't get rid of that. No one wants it. All right.
This is the old teach a man to fish, blah, blah, blah. That thing.
Instant gratification or long-term gratification. So Monica and both Lauras sit out because there's way too many people on the Galang tribe.
Yeah.
So Tadana was leading 3-1. Galang came back a little bit, 4-2. But then it came down to Hayden versus Jervis, which has been a recurring theme in a lot of the immunity challenges, where it would be the two of them head to head. And this time, instead of Jervis winning, Hayden pulled it out.
So that's Tadana's first win
What?
ever.
And they don't want that crappy fishing gear. They want to eat now.
That seemed a little dumb, but whatever.
There was a lot of steak there, though, and they did get the wok, and all those spices could make the fish that they do catch with their Hawaiian sling taste pretty damn good.
I guess they've been getting enough food anyway up to this point that they're
Right.
at least, like, surviving.
Right. Well, back at camp, Laura B is worried that she may be going because
She's
she's
the only
an
one
outsider.
that's not a veteran on this tribe.
Exactly. So she decides to plant a few bugs in people's ears. She goes over to Kat and tells her, you know what? The girls were pretty pissed that you jumped up for that challenge because they really wanted to be in it.
Kat was just like, whatever, I don't care.
What girls? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, why would they say that?
Yeah, so then when she wasn't around, they're like, so the plan's to get rid of Laura B, right?
Mm-hmm.
Easy vote, take care of it.
But then Tyson and Aris were holding each other, and they said, you know what? This is too easy. This wouldn't be Survivor if we went with the easy vote. What would happen if we voted out Laura M?
They're thinking that she would be able to beat Brad in the Redemption Challenge and get rid of him, and then Monica would totally be with them. And there
Right.
wouldn't be that question of, is she going to work with us or Brad?
Yeah, because they're totally cool with Monica. She's in the alliance. So, at Tribal, it's time for Probston.
This is the first probsting of Galang, so
Exactly.
there's a lot to talk about.
Jervis admits it's tougher now than it was 13 years ago.
It's been a long time for him.
Tina agrees also because of the twist. It's a pretty hefty twist.
Yeah.
Whoever thought up this one could probably pat themselves on the back a few times. So the loved one twist definitely makes it harder because it's a double-edged sword. You have an alliance, but you also have a liability.
It's true.
So Laura M, you should keep her, right? Because she'll squash her daughter.
She don't care.
But Jervis admits they're pretty tight. Now Laura B, I almost died when Jeff was like, do you belong here?
She was like, yeah, I do a lot of work around the tribe and blah, 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 around camp.
They were like, you're not Rupert.
Yeah, but
And then-
someone was like, yeah, she belongs.
Yeah.
But then Jeff was like, oh, you're not Rupert, who's all tie-dye and in the woods and...
That was great.
It was the best part of the night.
And then Laura M was like, Jeff, she hasn't felt the sting of getting her torch put out yet.
Neither has Tina or Aris.
Right. Alright, so it's time for the vote. And it was funny that both Lauras and their little asides to the camera were like, there's only room for one Laura.
Yeah. You got that right.
I thought it would have been hilarious if everybody had just written down Laura without the last initial.
All right, you're both out.
Yep.
So it was another blind side, and Laura M.
She's
was voted out.
She's out. Next time, is Aris on the chopping block? Is he
Tyson
gonna
is
be
thinking
in
maybe
danger?
it's time to make a move.
Are the tribes going to be shuffled? I say yes. Drop your buffs. Till next time. Much love.